On today's episode, we're answering the question, no, we're not, because I'm on the wrong damn outline.
So when anyone makes a buying decision, it's usually because they have a buying desire. So there is a reason for, sometimes we buy things because we need it, right? We need water, we need things like that, we need food. But when we are buying something like a program, so if you're an online coach and you're selling a program, say it is me and I'm selling a program about selling on stories, I need to give people a reason to want to buy that program. And really what it comes down to, the core thing that people need to know in order to have that buying desire is, what is that offer going to do for them? Bottom line, it's not about all of the amazing features in your offer. It's not about how great of a coach you are necessarily. It's about, okay, what is in it for that person? And if you can effectively communicate to your audience, hey, when you buy this program and when you do this, when you do X, Y, and Z, the result is going to be X, Y, and Z, and you're going to be able to that is what builds that emotion. And when you build emotion and when you elicit emotion from your audience, that is what builds that buying desire. So it's really powerful stuff. And it is a skill. If you're going to back to a certain set of skills, it's a certain set of skills that can be taught and can be learned. I've got the giggles now.
I know, we all do.
And
you're welcome.
That is what builds buying desire, when you can tell your audience, hey, this is what this is going to do for you. This is the results that you can expect when you do this. And they're like, I need this. I want this. And they start to believe that that's the program that's going to do it for them.
How do you get people to start saying, I need this and I want this, without hammering them over the head with sounding like previously said T word?
Yeah. So there's so many different ways and so many different types of content that can do this. And with my clients, I teach like over 12 different types of content types that can help you sell. So I think one of the biggest things is diversifying the ways that you're speaking about something, because one of the biggest gripes that I hear people talk about is they're like, whenever I sell, I feel really repetitive. And I'm like, okay, firstly, can we get this out of our heads that repetition is bad? Repetition is actually a good thing. Repetition is how we learn. When we're younger, we don't just learn the alphabet once and that's it. We learn it every single day until we've got it in our heads, right? And it's the same thing with sales. But the difference is, sure, we don't want to show up every single day repeating the exact same phrase, the exact same wording, saying the exact same thing. Our message needs to be the same. Our message being, this is what this program's going to do for you. This is the result. This is why you should buy it. The way you deliver that should be different. So diversifying the ways you speak about it. So for example, storytelling is such a powerful way of connecting with your audience and of selling, whether that be sharing a client journey in relation to what you're selling there. So their transformation was they used your story script, or they used something that you taught them, a strategy, and they landed 4 leads from that story strategy. You share that, you talk about that, that will build buying desire. They'll be like, wow, Katie taught Sarah how to do that, and she got 4 leads from this one story. And your own story is so powerful. In fact, I think it can build buying desire and elicit more emotion than maybe any other type of content, which is a bit of a strong, bold statement, but embodying the results that your client wants is a really powerful way to be like, to show up as an authority, but also to get people to sort of buy into what your lifestyle, I guess, and your results and what you've achieved, because you can be your own form of social proof. If you're able to show up really well, sell on stories, for example, if that's the program that you're selling and you're landing multiple clients from doing that, you can humbly brag about that. Look, this is what I did, and I'm going to be teaching you exactly how to do this inside this program. And that is how you showcase what you can do without whacking people over the head with it. Be creative with your content, diversify it. The message is the same. The way you deliver the message is different.
So do we need, go ahead, Jenny.
No, I was just gonna say, I love that the message is the same, but how you deliver it is different. I just like that soundbite.
Yeah, it's a very good soundbite. And I know that you really resonated with the whole repetition is not a bad thing. One of the things that Jenny says is not all your people see everything that you post.
Exactly.
So if you're
We're not
worried
all
that,
highly stalking each other, right?
I mean, you might not be. No. So, if let's pretend I only had a couple hundred followers though.
Mhm.
Is this a strategy that works if I'm not super like influencery? Is that a
Influencery.
word?
It's a
Whatever.
word. It's a word now.
It is now. But you know what I mean? Does this work even if our audience doesn't have a ton of people on social?
Yeah, I have a few thoughts on this. I know there is a common thing said online that you hear a lot: followers don't matter, don't worry about it, blah, blah, blah. I agree and I disagree with that statement, right? So I
Same.
think
Yeah.
followers do matter, and I think growth does matter, and we don't want to be losing tons of, I mean, we're going to lose followers, right? But we don't want to be losing it to the point where we're like, whoa, what's going on here? We also want to be steadily growing our followers, because the more people in our community, the more people there is to sell to, the more people in our sales funnel. It's just basic maths, right? But I also think that, say, if you do only have 100 or 200 followers, if you take away that little number on your Instagram and you were put in front of a room of 100 or 200 people, you'd be like, bleep. So close to swearing. That's a lot of people. All of a sudden, you're talking to 200 people. That is a proper speech you're delivering, that would elicit anxiety from someone who has a public speaking fear. So when you stop thinking of it like, I've only got 100 followers, you're like, no, I've got 100 people in my community who are following me and who want to hear what I have to say, who need to hear what I have to say, and who I could potentially help. And I think when you flip that on its head, these strategies, sales is sales. It doesn't matter if you're selling to one person, if you're selling to 2,000 people. Sales psychology is sales psychology. And when you learn how to speak to your audience in a way that communicates the value of your offer, and when you learn how to build that authority and that trust with your audience, it doesn't matter how many people are in your audience.
Total blooper reel. Did it all come falling down?